Diddy will be arrested this week. Surprised, right? In a shocking turn of events, the music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is facing the very real possibility of being arrested and sentenced to life in prison. According to legal experts, the allegations against Diddy are so severe that he may end up dying in prison if convicted. The investigation, which is being led by the prestigious Southern District of New York Prosecutor's Office, is said to be the result of a federal sex trafficking probe that has been ongoing since November 2023. The probe was sparked by a lawsuit filed by Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie, who accused him of sexual assault and physical abuse over a 10-year period. Cassie's accusations have since inspired multiple other women to come forward with similar stories of alleged abuse, all of which Diddy has vehemently denied. However, the sheer number of allegations and the involvement of federal authorities suggest that the case against Diddy is far more serious than he may have anticipated. In this in-depth article, we'll delve into the shocking details of the allegations against Diddy, the potential legal consequences he faces, and the impact this scandal could have on his legacy and the music industry as a whole. So, buckle up, because this is a story that is sure to captivate and shock you from start to finish. The allegations against Diddy first came to light in November 2023 when his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and physical abuse over the course of their 10-year relationship. In her lawsuit, Cassie detailed a pattern of abuse that she claims left her traumatized and afraid for her life. According to the lawsuit, Diddy would often become physically and verbally abusive, sometimes even threatening Cassie's life if she tried to leave him. The lawsuit also alleges that Diddy would frequently force Cassie to engage in sexual acts against her will, leaving her feeling violated and degraded. Cassie's allegations were particularly disturbing given Diddy's position of power and influence in the music industry. As a successful businessman and producer, Diddy was able to leverage his wealth and connections to allegedly exploit and control Cassie, who was a rising star in her own right. But Cassie's lawsuit was just the beginning. In the wake of her allegations, multiple other women have come forward with similar stories of abuse and exploitation at the hands of Diddy. These women, who have chosen to remain anonymous, have accused Diddy of everything from sexual assault to sex trafficking, painting a disturbing picture of a man who allegedly used his power and influence to prey on vulnerable individuals. According to legal expert Nima Rahmani, the sheer number of allegations and the involvement of federal authorities suggest that the case against Diddy is very serious. Rahmani believes that the investigation is likely nearing its conclusion and that Diddy could be arrested and charged with federal sex trafficking crimes in the near future. If the allegations against Diddy are proven true, the legal consequences he could face are truly staggering. According to Rahmani, a conviction on even a single count of sex trafficking could result in a minimum sentence of 10 to 15 years in federal prison. And given the number of alleged victims and the severity of the charges, Diddy could potentially be sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. There's no possible plea that is going to get him off with a slap on the wrist or probation, Rahmani told Us Weekly. If the prosecutors are successful and able to prove it, he may end up dying in prison. The reason for the harsh potential sentence is the nature of the charges. Sex trafficking is considered one of the most serious federal crimes, with a minimum sentence of 10 years for each count. And given the allegations that Diddy may have been involved in a sex trafficking ring with multiple victims across multiple jurisdictions, the charges could quickly add up to a life sentence. Furthermore, Rahmani believes that Diddy could also face additional charges, such as gun and firearm offenses, which could further increase the severity of his potential sentence. The legal expert also noted that the involvement of the prestigious Southern District of New York Prosecutor's Office suggests that the case against Diddy is being taken extremely seriously. In short, if Diddy is arrested and convicted on the sex trafficking charges, he could be facing the very real possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. It's a sobering thought for a man who has spent decades at the top of the music industry, but one that could become a reality if the allegations against him prove to be true. The potential downfall of Sean Diddy Combs would not only be a personal tragedy, but it would also have far-reaching implications for the music industry as a whole. As one of the most influential and powerful figures in the business, Diddy's arrest and potential conviction would send shockwaves through the industry, forcing many to confront the darker realities of the entertainment world. For Diddy himself, the fallout of this scandal could be devastating to his legacy. A man who has built an empire on his image as a savvy businessman and cultural icon, Diddy's reputation would be irreparably tarnished by the allegations of abuse and exploitation. The idea of him dying in prison would be a far cry from the lavish lifestyle and success he has enjoyed for decades. But the impact would extend far beyond Diddy himself. The music industry, which has long been plagued by allegations of abuse and exploitation, would be forced to confront its own demons. The revelations about Diddy's alleged behavior could inspire other victims to come forward, potentially exposing a wider pattern of abuse and misconduct within the industry. Furthermore, the fallout could have significant financial and legal implications for the companies and individuals who have been associated with Diddy over the years. Investors, partners, and even other artists who have worked with Diddy could find themselves embroiled in the scandal, facing their own legal and reputational challenges. In the end, the potential downfall of Sean "Diddy" Combs would be a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of the music industry and the urgent need for greater accountability and transparency. It would be a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and the devastating consequences that can arise when that power is abused. The allegations against Sean "Diddy" Combs are truly shocking, and the potential legal consequences he faces are nothing short of staggering. If the federal authorities are able to prove the charges of sex trafficking and other related crimes, Diddy could be sentenced to life in prison, with the very real possibility of dying in. But this story is not just about Diddy's personal downfall. It is a cautionary tale about the darker realities of the music industry and the urgent need for greater accountability and transparency. The revelations about Diddy's alleged behavior could inspire other victims to come forward, potentially exposing a wider pattern of abuse and exploitation within the industry. As we grapple with the implications of this scandal, it is important to remember that the victims are the true focus of this story. The women who have come forward with allegations of abuse and exploitation deserve our support and our commitment to ensuring that justice is served. At the same time, we must also recognize the systemic issues that have allowed this kind of behavior to thrive within the music industry. From the unchecked power of industry titans to the culture of silence and complicity, there are deep-rooted problems that must be addressed if we are to create a more just and equitable industry. Ultimately, the potential downfall of Sean "Diddy" Combs is a wake-up call for the music industry and for society as a whole. It is a reminder that power and influence can be wielded in ways that are deeply harmful, and that we must be vigilant in our efforts to protect the vulnerable and hold the powerful accountable. Only then can we truly begin to heal the wounds of the past and build a better, more just future for all.